Major League. Adding fog with the fog dog, straight to the top with the pace drop. Pace too hot, you can't keep up when he heats up and takes the lead. Now all you see is Drake University. So it's time to subscribe for the best alive and go stride for stride with the Batman pride. It's Adding Fog coming at you with the Top Dog exclusive. It's Adding Fog exclusive. Adding Fog, Fog Dog. Subscribe now for the Top Dog. Adding Fog, Fog Dog. Subscribe
It was really cool to finally get to experience my first Drake relays. The event started off on Wednesday where me and some of the boys did a bit of volunteering work before watching the US Road Mile Championships. We got to watch a load of pro runners run around our campus at Drake, and the Road Mile Champs finished on the Drake track. Rachel Schneider ended up winning the women's US Road Mile Champs, and then Erica Vila ended up taking victory in the men's, just edging out Craig Engels on the line, which was really cool to see. A couple of days after that, I came second in the University 1500 at the Drake Relays, where I broke my personal best and the Drake school record by running 3:38.79.
Now Ryan Adams is coming as well. Adam Fogg, fourth in the mile in NCAA indoors, looking to break a Drake record and looking to win the first 1500 for a Drake runner at relays in 40 years. He's got to hold off one of the top runners in the country, Ryan Adams, NCAA number 5. He is surging forward on the outside. It is Fogg and Adams. This record's going to be smashed again. Here they come to the line. Adams leads. Sub 340 for the first time at Drake Relays. 3:38.74. Adams sets the Drake Relays record.
Oh, no way! Morning, brothers. It is race day. Well, pace day. Fresh off 3:38 1500 yesterday. I'm coming back today to pace the Pro 1500. Pretty strong field today. I'll pop it in up here. Like, a few really good guys in there. I can't really think of anyone right now. I know that Ryan Hill is in there, Erica Vila, who won the Road Mile the other night, is in there. Colin Abert, who actually paced our field yesterday for the 3:38, is going to be running. So that's just a few. I mean, there's definitely plenty more really solid runners in there as well, and it should be pretty good. I slept pretty badly last night. I always struggle to get to sleep after racing. I don't know what it is. I think the adrenaline. But I've got my smoothie, I'm about to have my cereal, got the oats ready to go, and in about 5 hours from now I'm going to be pacing. So They've asked for 156 through 800, which should be pretty manageable. I think we went through 800 yesterday in about 157. So, I mean, hopefully going 156 shouldn't be too much of a problem. It was really good to actually get in a good 1500 yesterday. I broke my PB. We got out hard. I was able to hang on, almost got the win, missed it by 0.05, but ran 338.79. So, really happy with that, and it puts me top of the NCAA West region. So I'm pretty locked in for regionals now. Anyway, stay tuned. This Pro 1500 hopefully is going to be a really quick one. I'm looking forward to getting out, giving it a good crack. I'll probably feel pretty tired because I ran yesterday, ran pretty well, and now I'm coming back off a pretty bad night's sleep. So we'll see what happens and see how we go. But yeah, it should be overall a good day out.
Meter field. Obviously all eyes on the man on the left side of your screen, Clayton Murphy.
Yeah, Clayton Murphy is an incredibly talented athlete. His first Olympic team, 2016, he was a surprise bronze medalist. He's a 4-time national champion. He really focuses on the 800. We see him come from behind so much in that race, but he has a lot of strength, and we expect him to do well in this 1500. Right. I mean, these men are going to be running so fast. They have 100 meters to fall into place, but they have a long way to run after that. So they'll be quick off the line, get into position, and then we'll be at it.
Final instructions from the starter, men's 1500 from Drake. And as we get several settled in the middle of the picture, Clayton Murphy trying to find his room. And next to him, Eric Avila, who came to Drake and now has already come away with a national title. He won the road mile a couple of days ago.
He had a perfectly timed kick. He ran away from Clayton Murphy and Craig Ingles to win that title. That was his first national title. So I'm sure he's excited here to, get another race in.
So Murphy settling in third position. As we look at the rest of the competitor list, and a lot of familiar names to a lot of people who follow U.S. distance running. Two-time NCAA champion Robbie Andrews among them. Ryan Hill, who's medaled on the World Indoor Championship stage in a new training group down in Flagstaff. But they get the advantage of the pace setter here as they come through the first 400 meters swiftly in about 60 seconds.
This is a good pace, but a pace that they're all capable of running. Most of these men can run sub 4-minute miles, no problem. So right now they're just stringing it out. We've heard there's some wind on that backstretch. So they're tucking in and waiting till they have to go to work.
Jeff Thies is behind the pace setter Adam Fogg, who had a kind of risk-reward approach to the road mile, went out strongly and just couldn't hold on to the pace and wound up finishing in the back of the pack. Let's see what he does here as well. But Clayton very comfortable, and Clayton, another guy, Clayton Murphy, who's moved training groups. He's back working with his college coach.
He is back. That's where he feels comfortable. He had a lot of success with his college coach. And yeah, Thies really took it out in that road mile a couple nights ago. He had a 5-second lead at the halfway point. Looks like he's running a bit more conservatively today, which will hopefully pay off for him.
So the pace setter Fogg out in front by about a second and a half on the rest of the field, and things beginning to shift a bit behind him. Charles Philibert Thibodeau of Canada moving up on the field as well, as they all kind of gear up for the last lap and a half of this men's 1500.
Yeah, this Canadian, he is an Olympic semifinalist, so he knows this event well. He's excited to be back in action. All these men are just so excited to be back in elite action.
And Murphy back in fourth position now as Fogg will move to the outside. We gear up for the final lap here of the men's 1500 meters. Philibert Thibodeau of Canada with the lead and a lap to run.
And Alvarado from Atlantic Track Club is running second there. He has had a really good fall season of training, and so he is really excited to see what he can do here. He was training in Florida in February in some warm weather, so this is a little cooler than he was used to, but his fitness as well. We also start to see Clayton Murphy move out there to try to catch that lead.
And Nanami Arai of Japan is there in fourth position, still in the mix. Murphy now out into lane 2, trying to wind it up for the run for home. And now on the outside shoulder of Alvarado and keying in on Philibert Thibodeau.
This is classic Clayton Murphy. He's making his comeback here. This is what we're used to seeing, is him moving out wide and finding that home straightaway.
Well, and Charles Philibert Thibauteau's not going to give him up the lead until the final moments, and now into his stride as Clayton Murphy takes the win in Des Moines in the men's 1,500 meters.
That was a great run for Clayton Murphy. He's had a rough couple of years. It's good to see him back. It's good to see that signature kick and come from behind, come through again. He's got to feel really good about this as he moves forward in the season.
Alright, so now that you've seen kind of how that whole race and my pacing job turned out, I just want to kind of talk a little bit about some key points during the race and kind of talk about how I was feeling and kind of what was going on at different times during the race. So I definitely wanted to get out hard. Obviously I put a bit of a gap on the field early, but I had a little look around, made sure that the whole field was kind of latching on. They'd all said that they were keen to go with the pace. You know, I was asked to go through 800 in 1:56. We go through 300 here in 42, which is like pretty quick, but you always want to get out a little bit hard, and then you kind of settle into the pace you're going to be running. Jeff Thies is in second in there behind me. That was his plan. He'd actually agreed and told the field. We go through 400 there, by the way, in 57. And he told the field that he was going to get in second behind me, and then as soon as I pulled out, he was going to, the plan was for him to kind of keep the pace aggressive and really push it on. Alright, fast forwarding just a little bit, I still have the lead. We're now coming up to the 600 mark in about 126, 127. I thought the field was all still right behind me, and we were still pretty bang on pace to go through 800 in, 155, 156. I had a little look around and I had no idea that I'd put that gap on the field, so I had to do a double take. I went through 700 in 141, which is still pretty bang on that 156, 800 pace that they'd asked for. But because I'd put that big gap on the field, Jeff Thies had really dropped off the pace. I slowed it down. I end up going through 800 there in 157. The field comes through in 158 high, 159. And I'm then still running along out in front. I thought if I'm feeling good and if I've got this gap on the field, I might as well kind of push it on a little bit and try and help them to run fast. I mean, they wanted to run quick. I wanted to see them run pretty quick. So here we are coming up to the 1 kilometer mark, and I've still got that lead. It actually crossed my mind to stay in the race, but then I hit the K there in about 2:28. So I'd slowed down a lot just to let the field catch back up. But I was honestly feeling really good. I go through the bell still in the lead, and I'd like pretty much slowed down completely and given up by that stage. But yeah, that's kind of how it panned out. I considered going all the way, but I was only meant to be a pacer. I'd had a pretty big week, and I'd run 3:38 for the 1500 the day before, so I didn't end up finishing, but it was still really cool to actually pace that field. It kind of didn't really quite go to plan, because obviously the field dropped off, and then Clayton Murphy ended up running 3:39. The plan, to be honest, I thought they were going to try and run, 3:35, or at least get the US Olympic Trials qualifier, which I believe is 3:37.50. But none of them ran it. Yeah, it was 1 in 3:39, so it wasn't ridiculously quick. And honestly, I think if the field committed a little bit more to going with the pace that I was setting, which I thought they were, I always thought they were right behind me, until I had that look around about 700 in. I think, yeah, they could have run a fair bit quicker. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.
He's got to feel really good about this as he moves forward in the season.
Next week on a FOGDOG exclusive.
exclusive.